Welcome into another episode of Celtics Spotlight here on the Carlow Sports Network. I'm Sean Meyers, joined by Ella Cloak, a sophomore for the track and field team here for the Celtics. And first off, before I ask the hard-hitting questions, how's everything going with you?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. End of the semester's hidden, but it's good.
Well, so looking at your season so far, how have you evaluated how you've performed?
I think I've done well. I could definitely, do better, but, it's difficult transitioning and the weather hasn't been great. So hopefully the next 2 weeks will be a little better, but I'm pretty happy with how I've been.
Well, the weather's a factor because you're in the outdoor season now.
Yeah.
Obviously, over the winter, you have the indoor. So what are the biggest transitions and differences between the two?
Definitely the track size, especially for my races, like the 400 turns into just 1 lap outdoor versus like indoor, it's 2 laps. The 800 becomes 2 laps instead of 4 laps. So it's a whole different like strategy in how you attack it almost based on, where your turns are, where you're cutting in, stuff like that.
We talked about some of the events you do. You also do relays. What are the challenges between the different events, and what do you think maybe is your best?
I'd say it's definitely like figuring out the different pacing for different events and the different strategies for it. Like obviously for the 400, you're just going out, going hard the whole time. The 800, you gotta kind of think more about where everyone else is and where you want to put yourself in position to everyone else, which is different. I'd probably say the 400 is my better event. I've been doing it longer and I'm just more comfortable with it. But I do really enjoy the 8 too.
Let's talk about what leads up to these races, and that's your workout and your physical preparation. So what's your regimen like during a typical week prior to competition?
During the week, normally I'll do like 2 speed days, and then I'll do 1 longer distance day where it's like a long run and stuff, and then I have a few easy rest days throughout the week to kind of balance it all out.
Do you spend much time in the gym lifting?
I haven't done too much lifting this year. That's more of a preseason thing for me. During the season, I like to just stick to the running because I don't want to like throw anything off with my muscles.
What goals did you establish for yourself and for the team this season?
I'd say the biggest thing, I wanted to do well in place in conference this year, both in relays and my individual events. I didn't do that last year, but I did it in this indoor season in my 800. So I want to go into the outdoor season conferences and hopefully place in multiple of my events.
What led to you coming to Carlow?
I really like the small size of Carlow and the atmosphere. I just wanted like that one-on-one connection with my professors, honestly, is what really drove me to come here versus like a bigger school in the area.
What's your major, and what would you say is an ideal future profession for you?
I'm a human biology major, so I'm hoping to go to med school when I'm done with undergrad and hopefully become some kind of doctor. I'm thinking like dermatology or something like that.
Now, I know you're just a sophomore, so you're still early on in your career here, but what has been your favorite class?
My favorite class, I would have to say my anatomy and physiology class. I'm in A&P 2 now, but I had 1 in the fall, and I just think it's so interesting to learn like all the ins and outs of how everything works in your body.
Well, you're seemingly learning a lot because you've been recognized all academic accolades that you received. So what did that mean to you?
I think it means a lot to kind of be recognized for it. I work really hard at school to kind of make sure my grades keep up, so it's nice to kind of get the recognition for it.
You had a little bit of a trek here to Western Pennsylvania. You came by way of New Cumberland, which is by Harrisburg. So what has been the biggest adjustment to Pittsburgh?
I'd say definitely just sort of being in a city. There's a lot going on all the time versus New Cumberland is like a pretty small town, but I definitely like the city and just there's always something to do here.
You attended Trinity in high school, not the one in Western Pennsylvania, but as we mentioned, in the middle of the state more. So what was your fondest high school memory?
I definitely say just competing with my high school team. We were a really close knit group of girls, and going to like districts and states with them was always so much fun, especially in the relay.
Do you have any superstitions or rituals during races?
Not really. really. I always wear the same pair of socks, but that's about it.
So I'm assuming you wash them fairly frequently.
Yes.
Then. Okay, that's
Yeah.
a good thing. All right, so what gets you in the right mindset in terms of music? Is there an artist or a type of music?
I'd have to say probably Taylor Swift.
Okay. Is there a favorite new song of hers that you've heard recently?
Well, she just came out with her album
Very
on
popular.
Friday. I'd have to say my favorite song from that album right now would be the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. I just like the upbeat tone of it.
Check back in a couple weeks, you might have a different answer
Yeah.
already. So if you were to have someone portray you in a movie about your life, who are you choosing?
I think I'd have to go with Blake Lively for that one. I love her.
Good choice, good choice. Lastly, let's pretend you can give your prior self as a high school freshman some advice.
Yeah.
What advice would that be?
I definitely say, get involved and start doing stuff earlier.
Well, hopefully you're involved in doing stuff
Yeah.
now and you've taken your own advice. Ella,
Yeah.
thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate the
you.
time. That is Ella Cloak, a sophomore for the Celtics track and field team here on the Celtics Spotlight.